Today we're showing you Randy Newberg's weapons collection, which includes the bow he used to take down a bull bison. The guy used a brutal 500 grain arrow to rip clean through both the animal's shoulders without slowing down. If you're irritated by gimmicky bolt guns and bows for hunting, his setups might just inspire you. Nobody needs fancy stuff to hunt, so let's get right into it. Bowtech Realm. Randy's first bison tag called for penetration above all else, so he built arrows like crowbars and launched them from a Bowtech Realm. 60 pounds of draw weight feels manageable during late season layers, yet the 25 to 31 inch adjustable cams still generate 250 plus feet per second with a 500 grain missile. Easton 5mm full metal jacket shafts and 340 spine carry 125 grain bone 2-blade broadheads. The combined mass hammers through heavy ribs, then keeps going. The bone broadhead's 2-blade design might look flashy, but it is brutally effective, optimized for deep driving penetration rather than wide wound cavities. Randy chose it for its ability to stay intact after passing through thick bone and dense muscle, something he'd seen fail with mechanicals and thin 3-blade designs on other hunts. The simple profile reduces resistance on entry and helps maintain arrow momentum through heavy vitals, which is exactly what's needed on a bull bison built like a freight train. Unlike expandable heads that risk deflection or failure at steep angles, the bone held its path cleanly from shoulder to shoulder and emerged without deformation. For game measured in hundreds of pounds, that level of dependability is the whole reason it rides in Randy's quiver. The on-camera shot everyone remembers starts low on the near shoulder, tracks upward through lung tissue, and stops under the far side hide, broadhead intact. Bowtech's Realm bows tip the scale at 4.3 pounds bare and list for about $1,099, a flagship price Randy accepts because every limb bolt, yoke, and cam module adjusts without a press, a blessing 40 miles from pavement. A ripcord fall-away rest and tight spot 5-arrow quiver complete the rig. Paper tuning showed a perfect bullet hole after 2 twists in the bus cables, proof that the binary cam system and microsync axles really do let the bow work around the shooter, instead of forcing form perfection in a snow squall. Randy still calls this his crowbar setup and pulls it whenever the quarry tips the scales past half a ton. Howa Superlight. 4 pounds 7 ounces felt unreal the first time Randy shouldered this rifle at the trailhead. The scale barely moves, yet the little Howa wears the same 1500 action he's trusted for years, complete with the 2-stage hacked trigger and a fluted #1 contour barrel already threaded for a break or a cam. When he packed into Wyoming's high country for last season's elk opener, that bare bones weight let him haul an extra day of food and still crest the ridge before daylight. Balance matters on steep side hills. The Superlight keeps the bulk low in the hand instead of teetering muzzle forward, so quick offhand shots feel natural even after a 1,000-foot climb. Randy's rifle is chambered in .308 Winchester because the cartridge just plain works, punching clean through a 6-point bullet 320 yards with a 168 grain Nosler E-tip and exiting as if the animal were a whitetail. Unlike bonded core bullets or traditional soft points, Nosler's E-tip is a lead-free design that retains nearly 100% of its weight after impact, making it ideal for deep penetration on larger-bodied game without fragmenting or shedding mass. It was originally designed to meet California's lead-free regulations and has gained popularity among backcountry hunters for its ability to break bone, track straight, and exit cleanly. Traits that reduce trailing time and increase recovery odds in challenging terrain. Suppressor fans will appreciate that the factory muzzle threads accept a direct thread 30 cal cam. Randy uses a compact titanium model that adds 6 inches and less than a pound. Lightweight seldom equals cheap, yet the Superlight slides in around $1,040 street price and carries Howa's sub-MOA guarantee. Alright legends, if you're still here, you've got that Randy Newberg grit. Hit subscribe and join the crew that never quits. It's faster than Randy's draw and lighter than his pack. No excuses, no ammo needed, just full send. Let's dive back into the gear that fuels greatness. Bowtech Range 6. Gear fails, strings fray, cams derail, and cargo holds. Randy's answer is the Reign 6, the bow that filmed 2 seasons of elk and deer before its retirement to second string status. Its brace height drops to 6 inches, while its IBO speed climbs to 350, giving Randy a flatter trajectory for antelope blinds or open country mule deer, where judging distance can be tricky. When it released, it was priced the same as the Reign 7, which we'll talk more about later, roughly $1,099. Tuning mirrors its sibling, binary cams, yoke system, and a grip lock riser that feels identical, so muscle memory transfers without thought. On rainy days, he runs fletching wraps the color of traffic cones so a buddy can spot arrows against basalt rock. Randy's arrow pairing for the Reign 6 doesn't carry the brute weight of his Bison setup, but it's still chosen with precision in mind, typically a lighter Easton shaft tipped with a compact fixed blade head. That combination flies flatter and faster, ideal for species like pronghorn or mule deer where quick follow-ups and small target windows are common. He's mentioned that in long crosswind shots on open prairie, the lower profile of the broadhead resists planing better than wider mechanicals, and the reduced surface area stabilizes faster off the string. While it's not built to plow through shoulder bone on a 1,000-pound animal, it's exactly what you want when quartering away shots leave just inches of vital area to work with. After 1,000 arrow seasons, the limb pockets still line up tight, proof that stiff risers and dual-lock limbs matter long after glossy ads fade. The Reign 6 may never notch another Bison tag, yet it stays cased and tuned because any Western hunter who travels solo knows a spare bow weighs much less than an unpunched tag on the flight home. Howa Alpine Mountain Rifle. The Alpine Mountain Rifle predates the Superlight by a few seasons, but Randy keeps one close because it solves a different problem: backcountry durability. 5 pounds 4 ounces on a digital scale includes the forged action, a 20-inch No. 1 barrel, and the legendary Bandsner High-Tech stock. That stock shrugs off pack straps, talus scrapes, and January sleet without cracking or warping, a trait Randy values more than bragging rights at the range. His personal gun is a 7mm08, a cartridge that bucks afternoon gusts better than a .243, yet recoils like a warm .270. In Arizona bear country, he loads 140-grain Nosler Accubons and dials the zero with a turret kit on a loopholed VX3 HD. The Accubon's bonded core construction makes it particularly effective on tough-bodied game like black bear, where deep, controlled penetration is more valuable than dramatic expansion. Randy prefers the 140-grain load in his 7mm08, not just for its balance of speed and energy, but because the bullet holds together after hitting bone, minimizing meat loss while still punching through vitals. In places like Arizona, where shots can be quartering and distances unpredictable, that combination of straight-line integrity and retained weight gives him the margin he needs. The jacket and core stay fused even when the bullet encounters dense tissue or cartilage, which translates to more reliable wound channels and less trailing in rough country with limited visibility. The detachable box magazine converts to a hinged floor plate in minutes, letting him shave a couple ounces when ounces matter most. Alpine mountain rifles are scarce now, almost cult pieces on classifieds, but new old stock examples still surface for a hair over $1,000. Carry method becomes part of the system. Randy clips the rifle into a gun bearer so both hands can tackle alder tangles or trekking poles without the barrel banging rocks. After a week on the mountain, the action still cycles slick, proof that a clean design outlasts gimmicks. Bowtech Reign 7. Time and tendonitis catch all of us, so Randy shifted to the Reign 7 for smoother draw and a touch more brace height without losing forgiveness. Mass weight stays at 4.3 pounds. Axle-to-axle length holds at a pack-friendly 32 5/8. Factory brace height of 7 inches means a relaxed string angle when he anchors on cold mornings. The bow left Eugene with Bowtech's flip disc set to the comfort side, and Randy never flipped it back. Silky pull matters more than 10 extra feet per second when shoulders ache. MSRP ran about $1049 at launch, placing it in the same band as other 2017 flagships. The rest, sight, and quiver mirror his realm rig: ripcord, black gold Ascent 4-pin, tight spot. That commonality lets him swap parts if baggage handlers get creative. During the Wyoming elk episode, you'll notice a stout Easton shaft tipped with 100-grain Exodus broadheads, because penetration on elk lungs doesn't require the bone-busting heft of the Bison load. These Exodus broadheads are compact, built with swept blades that start cutting from the instant they touch hide, making them especially effective on quartering angles where other heads might deflect. What sets these apart for Randy is how well they balance field point flight with terminal performance, meaning there's little guesswork when switching from practice tips to broadheads. The blades are short but stout, machined from solid stainless steel to hold up against ribs and spine if the shot doesn't go perfectly. For elk-sized game inside 50 yards, these are all the broadheads he needs. Paper tuning at Big Sky Archery revealed a slight down tear, likely caused by Randy's compromised wrist position. 2 half wrists in the top bus cable corrected it, proof that a bow capable of micro-tuning can adapt to the shooter instead of demanding perfection in return. That kind of flexibility is what keeps the Range 7 in Randy's hunting bow's rotation, not just as a comfort-driven upgrade, but as a fully capable tool that delivers tight groups and clean kills when it matters. Randy Newberg's Signature Series. And last but not least, seems like a vanity gun on the surface, but Randy isn't into vanity guns. He wanted a shelf-ready solution for hunters who fly in, so he hit Sportsman's Warehouse and drove straight to elk camp without a bench rest session. That idea became the Signature Series. The heart remains a Howa 1500, Cerakoted gunmetal gray to fight rust from Washington drizzle through New Mexico dust, and an HS Precision composite stock beds the receiver in an aluminum spine so point of impact never wanders, even when truck dashboards bake at 90 degrees and nights drop below freezing. Factory packages ship with the loopholed VX3i CDS 3.5 to 10x40 already zeroed at 100, a custom dial voucher tucked under the foam so buyers can match their favorite load. Barrels run 22 inches in 308 Win and 6.5 Creedmoor and 24 inches in 300 Win mag, and every one comes threaded and capped, a brake included in the box. The brake stays home when Randy climbs into tight timber, but it earns a spot when glassing open burns, where shots stretch beyond 400. Price lands at $15.99, optic included, making it one of the few rifles a newcomer can buy on Thursday and trust Saturday without a tinkering uncle. In Randy's Montana test piece, the 300 Win Mag printed 3-shot groups at just under an inch with 180 grained Accubons, which performed especially well in high-velocity magnums like the 300 Win Mag, where lesser bullets might fragment or veer off course on impact. Randy favors these 180 grainers not just for the terminal performance, but because of the consistent grouping these are capable of, even after multiple shots on a warm barrel, something he's mentioned before high-volume sight-in sessions before elk season. With a ballistic coefficient and a bonded design that resists deformation, it holds velocity at extended ranges and maintains trajectory through gusty mountain winds. That's key in wide-open basins where ranges can push past 400 yards, and a flat-shooting barrel with reliable expansion and deep penetration gives hunters the edge when that one opportunity finally presents itself. And that's it for Randy Newberg's weapons collection. Simple, field-proven, brutally effective. No fluff, no failures, just gear that works when everything's on the line. If you've got a rig like this or you're looking to build one, why not drop it down in the comments? Smash that like button, share it with your hunting crew, and subscribe for more no-nonsense deep dives.